Joining me now in the Toyota Solutions studio is Maile Molin. She is the founder of English at Work and a former Mother of Invention recipient from 2014. Maile, it's so nice to meet you. Talk about how this grant helped to grow your organization and the concept behind English at Work.
The Toyota Award was absolutely one of the highlights of English at Work's life, and of my own life too. Since winning the award in 2014, the program has doubled the number of students we serve at the workplace. We've expanded into Houston, which is the 4th largest city in the country and has tons of people who need English skills in order to move into living wage jobs. And we've also expanded into industries that we always wanted to get into but didn't have the capacity to reach, like manufacturing. And so those have been huge wins since and because of Toyota's support.
So let's back up a little bit. Tell me about the concept of English at Work and how you came up with it.
Sure. At English at Work, we believe that language is opportunity. And what we do is we provide English classes at the workplace for immigrants and refugees so that they can move into living wage jobs that also further their English skills. And I came up with that idea when I was waiting tables at a taco restaurant in South Austin.
Okay.
I had lots of beloved coworkers who were immigrants from Mexico and Guatemala, and I saw how hard they worked, but how they hit a type of glass ceiling at the restaurant because they couldn't speak English. They couldn't move into bartending roles or table waiting jobs. They had the work ethic and the knowledge of the business to do it, but they didn't have the language skills. And one day it just hit me. It was kind of a light bulb moment. I realized that we should be teaching them workplace English at the workplace, and that's how English at Work was born.
Why is learning English so key, especially to the new immigrant that comes to this country? It's so key to their success.
It is, and you know, 90% of immigrants who are surveyed say that they believe that English is one of the most important skills they can learn here in the United States. The reason that it's important is at the workplace, you need English to be able to move up into higher paying jobs. You need a little bit of English in order to keep learning English at work, because if you're stuck in the back, not being able to use English, then you don't have a chance to practice.
And aren't there also the basics? Like a lot of these are mothers that may be raising children and maybe need to go to the doctor's office. And so it's also basic life necessity.
Absolutely. We heard a story from an immigrant mom who said that when the doctor prescribed her child some medication, she read the medication and it said the word dose. D-O-S-E in English, she read as doce, which is 12 in Spanish. And so she was very confused about what the actual dose was.
Right. Who pays for the English education? Is it the students themselves? Do the businesses pitch in? And how does it help the businesses to have their employees learn more English?
It's a wonderful win-win for the business and for the students who are employees. Businesses pay a little bit of the cost, the community pays, and philanthropy contributes part of the cost. So it's a total shared cost burden. And then employees kind of donate their time by being in class when they could otherwise be home with their families.
What stories from your students have really touched you and kept you going with this after 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely heard sad stories that are motivating, that want us to work more quickly. And so I can give you a sad one and I can give you a positive one.
Let's start with the sad one.
Okay. One of the sort of just unfortunate ones that also affected the business was we had a hotel housekeeper who was cleaning one of the rooms. She took the trash can and put it on top of the stove in this suite while she went on to clean the rest of the room. She didn't know that the stove was on. And so while she was cleaning the bedroom area, the trash can and all the things in it went up in flames. And by the time she realized what had happened, there was extensive damage done to the kitchen. Instead of calling the emergency number on the phone, she ran down to the lobby because she didn't feel like she could communicate in English what the situation was. And so in the minutes that she lost, the whole hotel room went up in flames. So it was a huge cost to the business. It was very dangerous for her and potentially to other guests at the hotel. And as soon as we heard that story, we were able to create a lesson for those very employees around how to make that emergency phone call.
Again, these critical life situations, not just workplace situations.
Exactly.
All right, how about a happy story?
Happy one is a student who I've had recently has been working very hard on her English for a while. We're living in a climate in Texas and nationally right now where there are a lot of pushes to crack down on immigrant communities, and that's very scary, and it of course makes it difficult for people to get up the courage to go ahead and go to English class and do other things. But this wonderful student of ours has been going to our State House to testify in favor of immigrant rights and against the anti-immigrant bills that we're seeing. And she's doing this in English. So it's so thrilling to us that she's using her English skills to advocate for her community in a time where there's a lot of urgency around that.
There must be a lot of need for this type of organization. What are your plans as far as scaling up, or do you have plans to grow more? And what are the challenges of doing that?
Yeah, we definitely have plans, and in fact, since getting the Toyota grant, as I said, we were able to expand from Austin into Houston, which is a huge city with a lot of need, not only in the service industry, but also in the oil and gas industry. And as you can imagine, there are a lot of health and safety issues related to language in that industry.
In that situation, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Maile Molin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Stephanie.